Boom. What up, everyone? We are live. It's your boy Tyler. Welcome to another episode of Drawn Talk. Really grateful, by the way, for those who will be here in this show. There was a lot of people streaming tonight. You got my boy Ick this streaming. You have Peter Palmiotti streaming. You have Fragaboom streaming. Everyone's freaking streaming. This is why we're not. This is why we're toning down the streams next year because everyone and their mom is freaking streaming. And I'm also just super burnt out from it. But we're going to have a silly goose time. We're going to have a silly goose time. I finished the Chef's 12-page preview comic. I'm working now on the main cover. I'm trying to finish up my commissions, by the way, for Entity by the end of the month. But now, right here, if you guys can see, I've got a box for every freaking page of Chef's Volume 1. And each month, November, December, January, I have to draw and color 20 pages a month to get that bad boy out by February 10th when we launch the Indiegogo. And that's not even including all this other freaking crap. So that's exciting. But no, we're going to have a silly goose time here. Got Dillard Draw saying, finally someone of quality is on. Well, Dillard, thank you so much. And John, I have to make, we seriously have to do a pinup of our Ms. Maples, because you copied my character. No, I'm joking. I probably copied yours, to be honest. We'd have to see. Jay Espin, hey guys, Shinobi One. That's why I only upload videos nowadays. I'm with you, Shinobi. Like that's all my growth on YouTube comes from pre-recorded videos, and then I meet new people through there. Nicholas Mueller, there's like 4 streams going on right now. I know, there's so many. The Calvary Collective, I'm ready for my silly goose time. Thanks, Paul. And you guys, I've got Paul's commission. I got the colored one right there, and I've got the line art for the next one right here, which you can't even see because of the glare, but I'm really excited for that, for Bump Back. Dealer Draws, it's not mine. I'm borrowing Miss Maple from Kat. It's hers. Okay, gotcha. Sweet. All right, guys, remember to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let us know how you're doing in the chats. And once again, just to do a shameless plug before we bring in our guests, but Chefs, Culinary Heroes, Earth Force, Book 1, Pasta La Vista is coming out February 2021. So sign up down below, link in the description. Go sign up for that. Trusty Sidekick, what's up, Tyler? What's up, Trusty Sidekick? How you doing? Zenmore, first time I ever came to a stream on time. Well, glad to have you here. Nandor is our special guest tonight. Nandor, how are you doing?
I am doing excellent, man. How are you?
Doing good. It's been 2 years since you've been on the show.
Yeah.
The last time you came on, the last time you came on the show, you were on tour for your book Lifeline, the graphic
Yeah.
novel,
Yeah.
which, by the way, I backed it and I read it and it was great.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Um, so now you're back. You've got another book out. You're on tour again. It's always you always know when a creator's on tour when you start watching other people's streams and you're like, oh, I've seen that guy, and then you watch a different day of streams, you're like, oh, like I've seen Nandor everywhere. I've seen Nandor and I've seen Frank Martin and Nicholas Mueller everywhere because those three have have had projects. So it's like Nicholas Mueller's on this one and Frank Martin's on this
Yeah.
one and Nandor's on this one.
Yeah,
Um,
I was on a stream with Frank actually
so there you go.
together, and it was I loved talking with him, and he's a really great guy. But yeah, I've noticed that too, and this is actually my first time. Like when I did Lifeline, I think I was only on maybe like 4 or 5 shows. And now like I booked like 20 or 25 this month. So like I've learned how to kind of network myself a lot better this time. And also I've just met a lot of people over the last, few years and just getting to know the community. And I love it too. Like it's really exciting. Like it actually feels like you get to talk with real people about your book, and it's really awesome to see so many different communities out there.
Yeah, to be fair though, I don't know if they're like 2 years ago when you came on the show, there wasn't a
Yeah.
lot of comic book people streaming.
Hmm.
And now like everyone and their mom
Yeah. I know, and
as a
maybe
channel.
maybe that's it. Like because I'm always looking for communities to be a part of, and I'm always looking for to like meet other writers and to meet other artists and to like see where are the people and so and I didn't find a lot, I guess back then, and it's funny how quickly things have changed in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. Dillard, where can I find good reference pictures for chefs? I want to do fan art. You let me know. I'll send you some. I'll send you some stuff on Twitter. Before we do this, I just got the Facebook will tag you,
Hmm.
and like if someone does something about you, I just gotta. I hate reviews. I just want to showcase this just popped up from Arthur Belfield. Review coming soon. Sometimes you read a book and understand why the creator shelved the book for 3 years before releasing it and hope that they've grown as a creator since said project. It's sad to see a creator spotlight the theme and sacrifice it at the same time by scripting a subpar sci fi story that literally ends by someone smashing a gateway computer to stop an advanced AI. And these are the good parts of the story. Tyler Carpenter, look forward to my full review this weekend. I'm so thrilled to hear your interview. It's really gonna make my weekend.
Oh boy.
Um, at that it's always that's this I showcase this because this is just the burden you bear as
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
creator. Because yeah, sometimes you really hit a home run and sometimes you don't. Well, with some people, like you hope that people like it, I guess.
Yeah.
In the end, I guess Arthur didn't like it. I will read his review. You know what sucks? I actually this is what I've noticed. I've noticed that you won't see the videos of the good reviews, but people will make the video of the bad reviews. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's something. It's everyone. It's I don't know if it's just like everyone likes to group around trashing on something. Like I don't get it. Like it's harder to be maybe as positive. I don't
I
know, but
don't.
I've noticed that too. Just on YouTube, and with reviews, it seems like it's just more. It
Bigger.
gathers more of a crowd.
Yeah, so I look forward, Arthur, by the way, if you're watching, to this review. And I mean, yeah, this is, I will say, this is a book that I wrote 3 years ago. I made it 3 years ago. And for those of you who read my stuff, if I didn't get you on this one, I'm really sorry. I hope the next book I do gets you. That's why I always give the first like 10 to 20 pages for free. It gets you a feel, and if you don't like it, you can walk away. So hopefully, Arthur, you like Culinary Heroes Earth Force and you have a silly goose time about that. But we're not here to talk about that. But just let you know, if I'm ever like distracted at some point, it's because I'm thinking of that post. And I'm just if I go into a trance, it's just because I'm like, gosh, what's this video gonna be? Like I feel like my weekend's already ruined at this point.
Oh,
No, we're all good. It's all good. But seriously, guys, if you do have anything wrong with, I feel, Nander, have you had anyone ever, hit you up about Lifeline or Seasons and have just said this book wasn't good? Have you ever had that? Like, have you had to deal with
um,
negative criticism?
uh, not necessarily like so directly. Like one like I remember one time someone had read the first volume of Seasons, and they said, I really liked the story, but the art was the best thing about it. And as the writer, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, I'm glad they loved the art, because of course I want it to be a beautiful book. But I was also like, sorry you didn't like the story as much. And then I remember one time someone read both my books, and they were just like, yeah, I just really wasn't my thing. And I'm just like, okay, like that's fine. That's cool. So I haven't like had anyone, thankfully, I mean, I haven't had anyone said like, oh yeah, this is like really bad. so, so
I
that's
remember. I remember I saw it was like on Facebook, and the description of the video was like, "Honey Boo Boo, Honey Boo Boo, the MCU is trash. Demons Volume 2 review." And I was like, "Wait, that's my book. Like this has got to be a joke because I don't fall into any of these other I don't fall into Honey Boo Boo or MCU, so I watched the video
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, when does it get to my part? And when it got there, it was just a straight, just like dumpster fire. Like the person's like,
Mhm.
man, I don't know who this creator is, but they're crap. And I was like, oh man, that really hurt my feelings. That ruined my day for that ruined
Oh
like 2 days.
gosh. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to you know, I've tried because I'm in a band too. I play with my brother in a band, and I've done a lot of sort of other creative ventures, and it's like you want people to enjoy what you do and what you make, and um, it when it doesn't land or when someone's not interested, like when we've played shows and the crowd's just not like really feeling it and their eyes are kind of glazing over, you're just kind of like, man, is it worth it, like is no one enjoying what I'm creating, what I've put so much work and time, and so it's hard to swallow. It really is hard to swallow. And then sometimes I just have to remind myself, like, some of our favorite films, there's some people out there who hate Star Wars, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like it could be really good stuff. It's just the right people aren't there, or the people that won't appreciate it are just not there at the time.
For sure. Um, yeah. So let's talk about this. So seasons. This book that you're doing is Seasons Volume 2 Summer. The first
Yeah,
one you did was Seasons Volume 1 Spring.
right.
Have you seen? And so it says right here, 2 years in the making when they're back, which I'm assuming it took you 2 years to make spring and then 2 years to make summer. Am I assuming
Right.
that?
Right.
That's a 4 year span. Do you see yourself as a different creator from like from spring to summer? Like, do you see the like you growing as a creator?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I've seen it in like how I approach, especially how I approach the networking and business side of things, and also how I approach the kind of the numbers game with like how, like, for instance, what I've noticed, which is good, is that this Kickstarter for Volume 2 is the fastest growing one I've done. So I know that I've made some progress when it comes to getting the word out and sharing it with everyone. And as a creator and writer, the part of it that I've learned is how to be a better, I think, collaborator with my artist Anthony. And I have like two or three other projects in the works, like besides this one right now. So and they haven't been announced, but as I've like, Seasons was my first thing that I ever started working on and writing, and I started working on that when I was like 18, 17, 18, and so I'm 23 now. So it's been like 6 years, and I've learned just like so much, and I'm always, editing myself and looking back on, my scripts. And really, the script isn't finished for me until we put the letters on the page and I
Yeah.
look at it and I go, okay, the way this actually doesn't really work, or I'm like, okay, that's perfect. And then I can finally, set it down. But for the most part, it's I've learned to like let the script kind of be a living, breathing document, and then when I see the art on it, with it, then I go, okay, it's time to put it down. And for the first book, I don't think I was as open, but now I'm a lot more flexible, and I'm trying to be a lot more collaborative with Anthony.
Nice. We got Ellsworld Studios. This is Alan Ellsworth saying Lifeline was one of the first Kickstarters I ever backed. That and Demons
Oh,
Volume 1. Awesome.
awesome.
Awesome. So tell us about Demons, the highly anticipated second volume in the acclaimed supernatural slash superheroes series Seasons. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Seasons is a 1 year journey that follows this young man through one year of his life, and with each passing season, he gains new powers and abilities. It's this really grounded superhero story. Like, he's no one. There's no costumes. Like, no one in tights or anything like that. It's this, like, what really makes it stand out and really special is you have this one character who's trying to learn more about himself and trying to find his purpose and find his meaning. And but he has powers, and so we kind of add that flair to it. And so it's this really kind of deep, symbolic story. But you have a lot of, spectacle and flash, and with volume 2, he's really searching for answers about why he has his abilities he does, and we're introducing a lot of new characters for the second book, and each new character is like a personification of an element, like of the main 4 elements, but it's only in the framework of a natural disaster. So like one character, Judith, like we meet her in the eye of a hurricane during a huge storm, and then Baker, the kind of representing fire, like we meet him during a massive wildfire that's like terrorizing, a huge landscape and stuff. So, oh, cool. I see the comment there. Thanks. Anthony's art is fantastic. It is. It's amazing. But it's like Seasons as a whole, it's always been a little difficult for me to pitch it because it's such a large story, because it's going to be 4 volumes, and each
It
volume
takes
is
place
gonna,
in one year. That's a really big. That's a it's like a small timeline for such a huge
yeah.
story.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it's set in real time, and each volume is going to be over 100 to 120 pages long. And so it's this really big, ambitious project, but it's one that was really important to me, and one that I knew I had. Anytime I approach a story, I'm always like, what do I have to say, and what's my message, and what's really important to me. And Seasons really hits all the bases when it comes to like personal responsibility, identity, the idea of finding meaning and purpose in your life and what that looks like, and also just to tell an incredibly layered and symbolic and like energetic story that's really immersive for readers. It's really everything I love about comics, everything I love about superheroes, everything I love about character development and character pieces within stories, and really putting that in a framework of 4 graphic novels. And each book, it's one large story, but each book has its own kind of smaller story inside
Self-contained
of it.
story.
Yeah,
Gotcha. What's cool about this, guys, is it's a hardback book that you're getting for, I think it's $20 plus shipping. Yeah,
yeah. Well,
$20 plus shipping.
and it's free. Yeah, it's free for US. So
Free
for
shipping for US.
shipping, yeah.
And that's awesome. And so is there and there's a pledge, and then here's a pledge if you need to catch up. $40 free shipping gets you the hardcover of book 1 and 2. Which is great. I always love it when there's like the catch up tier. I think it'd be
Yeah.
stupid if
Oh
there
yeah.
wasn't the catch up tier. Like if you missed it, it's over. One thing that's been awesome to look at, if you the link, let me put the link is in the chat, and it's also in the description. One thing that's really cool to look at is Anthony's art, because it's a mixture of both traditional and digital.
Right.
Oh, my kid woke up. Shame. And there might be a time where you have to take over the show. But yeah, like this is the art is beautiful. I mean, I'm sure you get tons of comments saying that the art is amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's such a like great experience to work with him.
Is
And
she naked?
she is, but like it's not blurred out or anything. Like that's what it's going to look like in the book. So
So she got no nipples.
right, it's just like it's not, yeah, not an explicit comic or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Like it's like teen and up.
You like Sailor Mooned it.
Right.
Gosh, this art is so amazing. I think one of the coolest tiers you have is that you can get an original page from
Yeah.
this. But
Oh
like
yeah. And
I thought this was all digital, but when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a lot of it's traditional. That it's crazy.
yeah, yeah. And that page right there that we're looking at, that's actually one of them that people can get. That was done mainly traditionally, and then Anthony, touched it up later on. But that's like the ship there and the shore and everything. That's all like pencil and ink, man. Like it's
Wow,
insane.
that's incredible. So this book, so each volume is taking you 2 years to make. Now, people can't. It's not like you guys are just disappearing and then coming back for 2 years.
Right.
Seasons is a web comic. How often do you guys update, and how many pages do you update in those
Yeah.
updates?
So for the longest time, what we've been doing since like 2016 is putting out 2 pages a week, like Monday and Friday. And we'll take breaks like in between issues and in between volumes, but for the most part, we keep it consistent on that basis. What we also do too is like something to give backers like an incentive to get the book is we don't release the final chapter of that volume until everyone who's backed the Kickstarter like gets their book. So only the people that pay to get the book will like finish the story, and we won't release like the final chapter or put the last like 40 pages on the website to read until we've given it a lot of time for people to catch up with the book and read it that way. So it's really like kind of a way to get people on a mass scale online to start getting excited for like book three when we start putting the final pages. But we really try to just like whet everyone's appetite and kind of hook everyone in,
Mm-hmm.
and then be like, hey, like if you want to finish the story, like buy the book and read it that way, because then it's going to take forever for you to actually finish it.
Let's so let's talk about this real quick. So
Yeah.
you're doing this is a different model that we're seeing right now. Like a lot of people, some people are like if you look at Brian Ball, him and Luigi Terrell, and that other guy, I don't remember his name. Which he'll probably tweet me and be like, "Are you freaking kidding me, Tyler?" They do a Patreon method where you subscribe either $1 or $10 a month, and you get they'll send you a print comic every 2 months. You
Right.
have some people just doing like this, like these long 6 month Indiegogo campaigns, and then people get the books. You have people like Tim Lemon, Mark Pellegrini, where every 3 months they're coming out with a new graphic novel. And then you have like the people like who are on webtoons, and they're just doing a strictly web comic book, and it's just gonna live
Mhm.
on the internet. And then you have what you're doing, and I think also I know Peter Ahola was doing this with his something Kawa something book, Kawa,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Kawa book, where Seasons is a website that you guys update. Do you have you and you've been doing this for the last 4 years? Have you found two questions, I guess? Have you seen growth in the website since you've started doing it? And are you seeing those readers like merge over to the Kickstarter?
Yes, like we've been slowly getting more and more growth, like the more we're on there. And I've also been putting it on, like Seasons is on Webtoon for people to read there, and also Comixology and Tapastic, and then also the new app Macroverse, which is a really cool new app that just launched. But like so far we're almost at like 24,000 like hits on the website, and so we have a lot of like with the analytics, we have returning readers every week, and I don't know like exactly all the numbers for how much like overlap that is of like people that are reading it going to the Kickstarter, but like I said, from what it seems like the growth for this one is like so much more than the first volume. Like in the first day, the first 7 hours, we raised over $1,000, and in the first 36 hours, we raised over 2,000. And compared to volume one, it was like it like tripled the numbers. Like it was insane.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, a lot of people, it's good that you're in all those different spots. It's cool that you're on Macroverse as well. Yeah, Brubacher is there.
Yeah.
Um, Mac, because who was I was talking with someone about Macroverse the other day. Let's check this out. Macroverse comic. There we go. So this is what you're on. Oh crap! I'm
Hmm.
not even sharing the screen. This is it.
Yeah, yeah. The first three episodes of seasons are on there right now, and they're they're I really like encourage everyone to check them out and to subscribe to their stuff because they have a lot of big plans in the works, and it's gonna be a new home for comics. And the way they have everything laid out, like experiencing seasons on there is completely different than reading it like on Webtoon or physical copy. And we actually are like adding um, like more color to the comic, like on exclusively on this format. And it's really such a pleasure and like joy to work with these people. Like they know what they're doing. And I talk with the one of the creators of the app like on a weekly basis, and there's like such a great team of people that are trying to really push comics and push digital comics in a whole new form and whole new way.
We got JS been here saying, "Hey, that's me." Boom, right there, aerosol.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
JS there.
aerosol, dude. Aerosol is great. I love it.
Nicholas Mueller says, "What did you have to do to get on Macroverse, and would you recommend it to others?" That's funny because I'm actually looking at that page right now. The what do you have to do? So you just have to submit, right?
Yeah, yeah, you have to
Also,
submit
tell
it.
me. Okay, we were talking with Jay, like off air about being on Macroverse. He said it was a
Mhm.
pain in the butt though to get the pages like all like created on InDesign.
I mean, it's
Did you have to use
definitely
InDesign?
yeah, yeah. It is InDesign. That's what they really recommend and the best way for them to format everything. But they're really helpful in working with you on it,
Uh huh.
and they'll give you video feedback, and they'll really work with you in the first few episodes so that you really get a hang of it. And um, I mean, yeah, what I did is I reached out and I submitted seasons, and it's uh, I know they kind of have a they won't just take anyone, and so I know they're trying to figure out the best way they can encourage creators to be on there, but at the same time they're working things out and still growing as a business and as an app, and it's like I haven't found it difficult to work with them at all. They've been really helpful, and I'm really excited about my book being on there.
No, I think this is. I think it's really cool. I'm one of those people where I won't jump on anything unless I see other people doing it, which is probably why
Yeah.
I always miss the boat. Like the boat of success, and then when the boat of success has already sailed off, that's when I get on my little paddle boat and I try to catch up. Because I think something like this is really cool, and they have like Justin Brubacher, um, sorry, Jason Brubacher on here. I mean, they have a lot of awesome talent. Um, I just yeah, how much? I mean, how much is it a month? How much is it a month
It's
again?
4.99 a month. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
And
And
they really,
submitting has
are
the
pushing themselves as, the HBO of comics, and that's really kind of their tagline. And also, they have a lot of stuff on there just, for starting out right now. There's a lot of content on there, and they're always updating, new series weekly and adding new episodes, and it's really good stuff too. When you go on Webtoon, there's just so much on there, and it's like hard to kind of divvy out the quality or just versus quantity of stuff. And I think that's where these guys are really going to specialize in making sure that every series they have on there is really good and worth reading.
what I like also about this is like this could like you can create so much content for your readers
Hmm.
if this was big. Like they go, oh, so and so Nate made a new Nandor made a new video on Macroverse. Oh, and it's
Yeah.
him talking about the behind the scenes of his book. And oh look, he has a podcast, and oh he just put up a new episode, and oh right after he just got done uploading the episode, I can watch another behind the scenes stuff. Like I think it's like everything about this screams yes.
Yeah.
Just the hardest part is okay, how do you get people um going? How do you get people to pay that $4.99? I mean, I think Shonen Jump is $1 a month, and you
Hmm.
get 100 chapters for free every single month
Right.
of content. So you're looking at around like 5,000 pages. Um,
Yeah, I think and the way Evan, yeah, the Evan Matthews, the guy who's yeah, exactly, like Webtoon, YouTube, and Macroverse HBO. Like the way he pitched it to me too was, a comic nowadays, is $4 to $5 regularly just to buy one. So the reason for the 4.99 a month is really to be like, but you can read all of these, on here for the price of, one issue. So I definitely always am suspicious of a paywall, and I'm always like, but they do give you a free trial, so you can always check that out and see if you like what's on there.
yeah, exactly. Macroverse may need to reconsider its price point. Yeah, it's just always about being competitive, but even then, 4.99. If you're gonna be if you're an avid comic reader, like really 4.99 isn't really like you're not really breaking the bank. Like you just
Yeah.
don't get your Starbucks coffee that morning, you know.
Right.
Nicholas Miller says, "Yeah, like that cute crowdfunding site. Glad to have dodged the bullet on that one. Yes, we did. We did dodge the bullet on that cute crowdfunding site. Yeah, I think this is super cool. And yeah, Webtoons. That's a really good way to pitch it. Webtoons is the YouTube of digital comics. And then what would Comixology be then?
I don't
Like
know. Maybe the
like
Hulu. I don't
the Hulu
know.
or Netflix of it.
Yeah.
Comixology is stupid expensive. So their new issues are just as expensive as the print editions. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean I still I still buy there occasionally, but yeah, I'm like flicking this knife by the way just because I'm still thinking about that like Facebook comment, and it's just like calming me down. I'm just like it's okay, like just we have KL321 first live stream. Well, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Draw and Talk. We're here with Nandor, and we're talking about his book Seasons, which you can find on Kickstarter. Link is in the description, and in the chat. Elseworld says Comixology is more like iTunes. That's a good way to put it because everything
Yeah.
is you got to buy everything. There's no real yeah, okay. iTunes is Comixology is like iTunes, and Comixology Unlimited is like Apple Music.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go. We we figured we
Yeah.
figured
We got the
it
analogies.
out.
Yeah. Out of the way.
Um. So this is all right. So this this sounds like such a stupid question. I'm
Okay.
I'm gonna ask it. This is so like it's not even petty. I'm just so curious. So is this page in the book?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Next question. I've got something. Is this page in the book?
Oh yeah.
Okay. How many pages of color do you have in the book?
There's just a handful, and the reason for that is what we're going to be doing in kind of a creative idea that we had, something we wanted to do because it's mainly black and white, and that's for a story aspect where um, Fletcher, since he's trying to find the main character's name's Fletcher, since he's trying to find wholeness and meaning, we're going to be adding color uh, as the series is progressing,
Oh,
and
nice.
summer is really the first time we really see that, and it's only on moments that are like really introspective and kind of character moments for Fletcher, and just some like exciting scenes that we thought we could make really like a lot of use of the color out of it. You know, it's really used for dramatic effect and for character moments.
I think
So
it's beautiful. My question was just like, man, did you have to pay? You have to pay for your black and white comic now turned into a color comic just because of those pages.
yeah, I
According to the
mean,
printer, it's butthole that they make you do that.
yeah, it's definitely, kind of a, uh, kind of a hurdle to get over, with kind of always making sure like, okay, this is colored, and remembering the page count and telling the printer like, okay, this one needs to be
Yeah.
colored. um but it's something, like when we printed the first book, there are the end pages, and like the forward we have and the afterward, and um we're able to let the printer know like, okay, these need to be colored, and these need to be black and white. So that'll be a piece of cake.
Uh-huh.
But
Good.
yeah, like, it's I've always loved The Crow, and that's something. James O'Barr's The Crow, and when we were working on seasons, I really loved the idea of having a raw story. And even though I love colors in comics, I mean, that's like, that's a big reason why we are drawn to comics in the first place. But when I read The Crow, I thought, how can a comic be so damn good and just be black and white? And I was like, I want to do that. I want to make a comic like that. And even though we'll be adding color to it here and there, um, I really wanted to make sure that it kept that raw, uh, feel to it. And Anthony is just like a master of black and white. And I was like, dude, I don't want you to like, try to do all these really cool tricks with, all this new stuff. Like, I want you to do what you do best. And when we settled on that, when anytime I look at it too, and something I love about black and white is that it's kind of like reading a book, to where anyone who's reading it and looking at it, they can kind of put their own interpretation of what that would actually look like, from their mind to the page, and they can, see it really how they want to see it and how they think it would look like.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the Flock Comics saying, love the artwork.
Thank
Um,
you.
Cheryl Morris saying that page layout is beautiful. And then we have Tim Lim from the Bunderdome. How you doing, Tim? Saying, are we having a silly goose time? Yes, we are always having
Yes.
a silly goose time here. Um, and then, were you in a group with Jason Brubacher? I swear I heard about this comic seasons before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me and Jason are pretty good friends, and Anthony is on his live streams a lot. So we're always kind of in that inner circle community, and I've been trying to get on Jason's streams more, but I'm always like at work or doing something when he's doing his stream, so I can never get on there in time. But yeah, he's a
Yeah,
great guy.
yeah, what's funny is every time I pop into his streams, he was always like, "Oh, draw and talk." We still can't like we can never find the time that both and I will stream. Like, I'll jump on and be like, "Oh, draw and talk." Gosh, we still haven't found a time, and then we'll message, and then it'll
Yeah,
just go to crap. It's just never it never.
I know that's how it is with me. Like it just hasn't, the stars haven't aligned so far.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, that's why. I mean, that's another reason why I'm stopping live streaming is because it's like, man, I can never. It's because if I live stream every week, that means I'm missing the opportunity to get on someone else's live stream,
Yeah,
or
right.
I'm competing with a million people's live stream. So I'm like, maybe if I just do it like twice a month because it's so irregular, it's like this is like an event. Like,
Yeah,
oh, Tyler's
exactly.
streaming. Gosh, like this artwork is so good, and I like how you said like it's very raw because of the black and white.
Yeah,
I don't know what these people's colors are, but I can interpret that. But also, like you said, don't like with digital art. There's so many crazy effects that you can do. I mean, this is just a basic blur. But
right.
I mean, if you look at a page like this, besides the grays, you could probably say, okay, this is all traditional, which it probably is.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, like all of this, you can say, oh, this is done traditionally, and then the rocks are a digital blur, which I think is um, really cool that you did that. So this takes, I mean, 2 years. 2 years is nuts So it's
Yeah.
crazy to think that you guys are doing this as a web comic, 2 pages a week for 4 years. I mean, for 2 years per book. This page is gorgeous, by the way. Um, I just had to throw that out there. Um, as a creator, I feel like I feel like a lot of creators. How do I put this? It's on it. All right, let's start off with the compliment. Okay, this book is straight up quality. Let's start off with that. So, all right, your book is straight up quality, and you can tell it's quality, and you can tell, okay, these guys really took the time to make it. And so when I look at this, I go, yeah, this did take 2 years worth. And it's
Mhm.
not just like a floppy comic, a 20-page comic. It's a 120-page comic that is hardback. That is also only $20. I just have to see when this. I got 10 days to go. Let me look at my bank account later. Just I was just thinking out loud. Sorry. So you have a book that's made this well, and then you have other books that are people and creators, they get jittery. They're like, I made something and I gotta get it out.
Yeah.
Whereas had they maybe waited and taken more time, they could make something a little better. I'm trying
Uh-huh.
to get a point out. Maybe you can elaborate better for me. Like,
Yeah.
do you find that because you guys are waiting and taking your time, and it's not like a page a day, or it's you guys are really taking your time that you have built a quality book.
Yes. I mean, that's really it. It's a balance act for sure because that's why I did Lifeline because like so we got done with volume one and I was shopping it around to publishers and I was doing conventions and I was doing book signings and I was like really kind of getting volume one out there as much as I possibly could in stores and libraries and in places, you know, and trying to kind of like build the foundation for the series and getting that done. And at the same time, Anthony and I were doing storyboards for volume two. You know, we took a little break in between volume one and two just to like give ourselves a breather. And then we came back, you know, with fresh eyes and a fresh, you know, drive to work on volume two. And as we were doing that, you know, I still had other story ideas. You know, the art always takes longer than the story. You know, most of the time, I would say, depending on what you're trying to do. And so I had Lifeline in between there because I had this other story I really wanted to get out there, and that
Which,
set.
by the way, was really good.
Yeah, thank
Which,
you.
by the
I
way,
mean,
was super good. It's on my bookshelf. I know it's in my bookshelf right here. I keep my indie comics that I read a lot here,
yeah.
and then it had such a Jeff Lemire like very
Hmm.
grounded story. I really enjoyed it. Sorry,
Thank
I
you.
totally interrupted you, but I really
No,
enjoyed
no, it's
Lifeline.
okay. I mean, I will take praise. Um, but yeah, so I did that, and that kind of stalled like how much of summer we were putting out because I was working on that and I was budgeting things and I was, you know, trying to make everything line up, and also I was trying to think of, you know, fans of Lifeline, how I could steer them in the direction of seasons, and because that was my first book, and we had, you know, we have the website on there, so there are some, you know, kind of logistics I was figuring out with that, and that was on my side of the things, and then also I moved and Anthony was moving and then he had a baby and there, you know, there's like real life was, you know, kind of getting in the way of how much we could do and how much we could put out. And so that's a bit of a reason why, you know, it's taking this long because I really expected us to get to volume two a lot quicker, either like launching a Kickstarter earlier this year, which I'm really glad we didn't because of the pandemic and everything. But um, like it's it definitely pays off, and um, with what I'm trying to do, I'd rather it take 2 to 3 years to make a book that is quality and is, you know, is great, you know, not just good but great. And I really believe that what he and I are doing with this series, every book is just going to get better with each one, and everyone is going to look at it and go, stands out, in the sea of indie comics. This is a hardcover. Every page is beautiful. There's not a page that you look at and you'll go, oh, that probably could have been done better. Like, we always really push ourselves, and our storyboard sessions, they'll go on for like 4 or 5 hours, some nights
Oh
together.
wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. And so, and I work with him on the layouts a lot too. Like, I make my own layouts and then I send it to him, and then we work on, what works and what doesn't work. And so we spend a lot of time on it together. And, I definitely don't want people to be waiting too long. And I know that volume 3 is going to be out a lot sooner than it took volume 2 to come out, because we're really trying to make sure we keep a better scheduling, and just, we don't want people to wait too long. And I don't want winter. I don't want book 4 to come out when I'm like, 30 or something. So,
Well,
I want to.
one thing I like that you're doing though is that you're not like kickstarting this and then 2 years later I'm getting the book.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, for
that's something I
sure.
do appreciate it. Like Red Rooster, um, um, that's something I'm really grateful of. LP in the house, Larry. I just realized I was sitting on the toilet. You were showing me some diss tracks. I started rapping our own diss track. I was like, "Have you heard of my man Larry P? He has a book. You probably heard of it. Her name is Niobe." And then I was like, "Wait, Larry's last name is Higgins. Why do we call him LP?" Um, but it says, yeah, I hear this is a channel of a man gone wild, the leader of the geese, the joker of the goose. It is a silly goose time in this place. Cheryl Morris saying, worth it. Um, and then KL321, how do you have the patience for 4 years? That's insane. That's what I'm talking about. Like a lot of creators like don't have that patience because they
Yeah,
really want to get that out. Cheryl Morris is saying, I think 4 years isn't too crazy. It takes me a year to draw a crappy comic. Cheryl, I'm sure your comic is not crappy.
yeah,
I'm sure it looks great. But yeah, it's just intense. I mean, I'm looking at my schedule and like next year I'm hoping to put out 360-page graphic novels.
yeah.
Um
That's a lot.
yeah. Oh yeah, well I'm like I was like, okay, from February to, I'll do a campaign in February to March, then one in June to July, and then one in September to October, which means that like I get like 4 weeks off in between in the middle of each campaign.
Yeah,
It's stupid nuts. I'm like thinking if I really go for it next year, maybe we can build some momentum, and I think that's something that as a writer, like as a writer artist, I have control of this schedule. Like
yeah,
I can do this. You are, I mean, you work intensely with your artist, but at the end of the day, you do have to take your hands off the reins, and
hmm,
he's gotta make it. So I do like that you, like you said, you have other projects you haven't announced in between. I mean, you did in between seasons. You did Lifeline.
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
next year. I'm
Yeah,
sure
and that
next
was
year you'll have another
another.
comic.
Well, yeah. So, and the thing with Lifeline too is, that was like, another like 96-page book. So like, there's like, I want to, when I come out with something, I want it to be substantial, but something that will be my next projects coming up. Because I've never done a floppy before, and I thought about that, and I thought, why haven't I done that? And the reason for that is because, like, I always wanted um, a full story to give people, because I wanted people to read my work and go, he can tell a story. He can't just start one, or he can't just do the middle, but he can actually do all of it. And so, that's why Lifeline was a big kind of drive for me to get done, because I wanted to work with so many people, but also I wanted to tell a story that had a beginning, middle, and end, because I knew there was probably a lot of people that read volume 1 of Seasons and thought, oh gosh, like, can he actually, can he actually do 3 more volumes of this, and can he finish the story? And I wanted people to know that I can. And so, in between like 2 and 3, I'm going to be having, like, smaller projects, but still big to me in the scope of like where they're going to go, and how many issues that might be. But that's kind of why it's taken so long too, because these aren't, 20 to 30 page books. They're 100 pages. And, um, you know, uh, I launched Spring in 2017, the Kickstarter. I launched Lifeline at the end of 2018. And I didn't have a Kickstarter last year at all. And I felt really bad about that because I
Yeah,
don't
it's
want
always
people.
weird. You always
Yeah,
feel that's the this actually sounds really bad, but it's not true, but it kind of is, but it's also not true. That that's one of the reasons why I did Entity.
hmm
I mean, it was sitting on my lap, finished, and I was like, gosh, I just like I did this three. I felt like I did this 3 years ago. I don't want to put out something that's 3 years old. And then I
yeah,
was like, okay,
right.
what do I have? But I have like 8 months left of the year of not releasing anything. I was like, okay, I better release something because it's kind of weird in comics. You to stay relevant, you have to keep releasing stuff as a
Yeah,
creator.
yeah, you do, because then people will forget about you, or they might lose interest in what you're trying to do. And I really worried about that when I brought volume 2 back of Seasons, because it'd been, about 2.5 years, before, since I'd launched the Kickstarter for volume 1. And I thought, oh man, like, do people still even want this? Because I felt like I had taken too long, even though I was posting pages. Um, and it's a great problem to have, but there were a lot of people emailing me, and friends and family of mine, that would be like, "What? Like, where's book 2, man?"
Uh huh.
Like it's been a while. And I was like, "Oh, I swear we're working on it." And to me, it was always something I was working on. It was always something I was progressing towards. I knew it was going to be a slow burn, and I hate making people wait that long, but I just had to remind myself that, um, it's gonna be great when it comes out. It's gonna be amazing. Just keep doing what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully everyone will be there when you return. And it kind of proved my suspicions of, well, did people like Volume One? And like I said, like, the numbers for this Kickstarter have like doubled to tripled, like what I the growth of it compared to my first one. So I can tell that people really, want volume 2, and they loved volume 1, and they want to see it, they want to see it finished. And it's always exciting when you're back and you think, okay, this could be my Empire Strikes Back. You know what I mean? Like, this could be this is the second book. A lot of stuff goes down in this book, and it's such a bigger book in terms of scope and spectacle than the first one. The first volume was a lot more introspective, and more solitary, for the main character, and it was really trying to kind of for him and his own demons and fears, and kind of his faults. And then in this book, after the revelations of what he's experienced at the end of volume 1, he's trying to find his footing and trying to find answers to, what's my next step, and what where am I supposed to go now that I know these things about myself that I didn't know before. And there's all these amazing set piece, action scenes, and there's a lot of influence from a lot of my favorite stories and my favorite manga, and it's just like such a big uh, scope of a book. Like, it's insane. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, like, when we meet our first new character, a hurricane is happening, and Fletcher and his other friend, they have to navigate this hurricane and try to like talk to her and get to her and like get her to calm down. And the scope of it is just like
This is the
insane.
Naked Girl, right?
Yeah, right, right.
um, let's see. Comics with Chris, by the way, great channel. Says I totally missed Volume One. Where can I pick it up? I got sidetracked and I didn't get to pick it up. Now, Comics with Chris. I don't want to brag, guys. I'll give you guys an example. I was actually really curious. While Nando was talking, I saw something. I saw the word add-on. I've been really curious about the whole Kickstarter's new
Yeah.
add-on feature, and I was like, well. let me just see what this is all about. So I backed Nandor's book so I could see the
Oh,
add-on,
dude.
but also I could get book 1 and 2. So there is a tier for book 1 and 2 comics with Chris. It's $40 plus $5 in shipping. There is the first book hardback as well.
Oh yeah, dude. I can show it to you if you
Yeah,
want to see
I'd love
it.
to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is volume one right here.
Dang,
And it's a hardcover.
there we go.
It has the one down
There we
there. So
go.
like when we get volume two, it'll have the two.
There we go.
And
Oh
it's
crap.
it's purple, but the second book will be red, and each book is going to have a different color.
There we go.
So
I don't know why I assumed that you had the second one. I was like, why is he not showing us the second one? I was
that's
like, oh, that's why we're here. And you have a barcode and an ISBN.
oh yeah, man. I got the Library of Congress number. I'm legit. It's legit, you
Yeah,
know.
that's a lot of creators don't do that. And oh, there we go.
Yeah, there's some art
Have
from
you guys?
volume.
So is this the same artist from the beginning to end?
Yes, yes.
Wow. Have you seen improvement in his art?
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, like completely. And he's told me before, just how much he's learned and gotten better. And you know, it's really perfect for this story too because it really is. It's about growth. It's about trying to find your footing, and you can see that with Anthony's art and how much better he's gotten. And so, what's going to be really cool to see is with each volume, you're going to see how much better a character Fletcher becomes, and also just how much better Anthony's art becomes at the same time. And I think it's going to lend itself to the narrative like even more so.
That's awesome. I think it's I used to always be scared, like, oh man, what if like I start issue 1 and issue 2, I'm like, crap, my art's already better, but I have to make it consistent, so I'll keep with the crappiness of the crappy
Yeah.
art on issue 1. And I think just now it's just it's really cool. I was listening to a podcast, it was Jim Lee talking about Hush. And he was
Uh-huh.
just like, on the first issue of Hush, I was trying to figure out how to draw Batman. By the second issue, I almost figured out how to draw Batman. By the third issue, like he looks completely different than the first issue.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like that's a lot of growth. And even Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini, they're Black Ops. The first issue looks completely different than the second issue, than the fourth issue's art, just because they've grown as creators, as writers,
Hmm.
and there's nothing wrong with showing that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there are some things I've noticed, in my previous writing that I'm like, of course, you look back and you go, I probably could have written that differently, or maybe done that. And I think with the art, you see it, more. It's more apparent of like, the growth. But I've noticed it in myself, especially with the second book. Like my writing is so much better, and I can tell, and I can look at it, and I can go. I'm better at editing. I'm better at letting like pacing, really be natural. And by all intents and purposes, like volume two is a better book than volume one. Like, and you see that, and all around with the art, with the story, with the writing. Like I feel like um, it it's the natural extension of volume one, of course, because I have all four volumes planned out. I know where everything's going. I have a definitive ending and everything, so I knew where I was going from the get go. But actually putting the pen to the paper and working on it, there's a lot of um, better, I think, better pacing and better ways I've been able to write character dialogue and character moments. And I mean, of course, I'll always love, what I've done and I believe in what I've worked on before, but I love seeing, myself get better as a creator, myself get better as a writer. And that's what makes me so excited about this one because it's my third book in total, and I know it's my best book. So that's what's really exciting.
That's awesome. And I hope that it'll be really interesting for you to like, just because your marketing has been a lot different than the first book, it'll be interesting to see which backers came back from volume 1 and if maybe you got
Yeah.
new backers. Like what I found with I had Demons Volume 1 and then Demons Volume 2 didn't have a lot of return backers from Demons
Really?
Volume 1, but it still doubled what I did in Demons Volume 1 because they were all new readers. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's good. And then Demons Volume 3 flopped. We won't talk about that. It didn't do very good. It didn't do very well. It's still what's it? It's still funded and we got the book
Yeah.
out.
Right.
But it just it but I guess people didn't like Volume 2 and I don't know. So it'll be really interesting to see like I'm always scared with sequels like one's always the scariest because it's a new IP. Did they
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
did they like number two? And then after that, will they continue on? I mean, I like for me, I'm a completionist, so I've kind of like because I now backed both volumes, I'm like scared that even if I don't like it, I'm obligated to complete my I'm obligated to complete my set.
Right.
Um, but like even like with this, like my chef story, it's I'm looking at 12 volumes. Um,
Yeah.
and that's I mean, we're gonna do the first three, and if no one gives a crap after that, like we'll drop those other nine. But yeah, it's definitely scary. Ellsworth says, I love that it's hardcover. I collect hardcover and omnibus. It'd be awesome to have the seasons in one giant cover. Omni, that's what I was gonna ask. Um it's so funny. It's weird because I was gonna ask this because there's a part of me that would well, one, that's a massive book, by the way.
Yeah.
That's over 500 pages.
Right.
Do you think you would do an omnibus at some point?
Yeah, I mean, if it was something that people were requesting of me, I would totally do it. Like I've thought about, you know, I was thinking about the future and like, okay, we're doing a Kickstarter for Volume 4, and I was like, what would be really cool, like stretch goals or things to like get to, and I thought, what, maybe one of those things would be like, if we hit this amount, we could get, a slipcase omnibus or like just a slipcase
Oh,
for all four, volumes.
like an
Or
add-on perk could be just the box that I could throw
yeah,
in
right.
for the OG backers.
Yeah, it could be like an exclusive, new art, wraparound cover on the slipcase and put them all, all four together. Like I want people to, that have backed, the first volume and been with me since the very beginning. I want them to have a really cool collector's item, and I want to give them something back for being there. And I feel like that would be a really great incentive. And Anthony and I have always like, if this got really big, and kept growing, we thought about even doing something where years and years from now, after we've grown more as creators and have more stuff out, maybe like coming back to seasons and being like, how about like, seasons like in color, or something like that, where it's like
Yeah.
just completely, a new experience
That'd be
for
cool to do, like come back a couple years later and say, here's the season's omnibus and it's fully colored. Like a
right,
deluxe
right.
edition. I'd buy the crap out of that. It'd probably cost too much, but
I
um
know. That's the thing too. It would cost a lot.
comics cost a lot to print. Like I
Yeah.
actually found a printer this week and I put a quote with the normal printer I use and I was like, gosh dang, I should use the other one. I would have saved $100. It was like this printer cost $200 and this other one this cost only 100. I was like, dang it. But yeah, I think I'm really excited to get my book. I think because it's hardcover, I think it's always like in the indie comics game, you always have to find a way to stand out.
Yeah.
You can either stand out by the art, the writing, but though I feel like those are pretty standard. But then the next step is like a page count. Like you said,
Mhm.
this isn't a floppy. This is 120 pages. Oh wait, this is also a hardcover book.
Yeah.
I think those things really make this project stand out.
Yeah, and I noticed that like a lot of people weren't doing that, and it's always been kind of a, as a fan and someone who does back Kickstarters and who loves, reading indie comics, like I'll see people that do, hardcovers, but it's like $35 or like $30, and then or a floppy will be like 15 or something, and I'm like, well, wait a second, like that's a lot to ask for sometimes. And um it went really well with Volume 1, having it at the $20 price point. And I've noticed this at conventions. People will come up to me and if I see, like, I know $20 is like the most that they'll spend on something new, like something they've seen for the first time.
Because it's
Anything,
easy. It's a one bill.
yeah, yeah,
20. There
yeah,
you go.
exactly. It's a 20, it's a quick 20, and you don't want people to think of too much. You don't want them to be like, wait, do I
Yeah,
have that extra?
exactly.
Yeah, it's like, well, I have a 20. It's like, people always carry, most of the time, always carry a 20. But so I think from a business side of things, it makes things easier that way. And also, um, you know, do you want to buy a Marvel hardcover or DC hardcover that's, 25, $30, that's only maybe 80 to 100 pages, or for $20 get something that's more substantial, and also you're helping an indie person, a local creator and stuff. So there's more value in that, and I think people want that and they see that.
No, for sure, for sure. Flaw Comics says the original plan for my books is sell floppies in black and white and then colorize the trade, but pricing point wasn't there for me. Yeah, it's definitely hard with the black and white. I mean, well, yeah, it just really just I think it just depends on how you do it. And then
Yeah.
the chef hype is so real. Can't wait. Oh, thank you very much. I'm very excited about it. Comics with Chris. I'm definitely be backing this very soon. Yeah, you've got 10 days,
Yeah,
bruh.
2 days,
So and you're
man.
close. You have let's do some quick math. $727 left. No, $717 left.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
that's super cool. So guys, let's I have to like find the button every time. All right, guys. So here it is. Seasons Volume 2 Summer. If you're new, um, if you want to check it out. Oh, so all right. Let's right here. Read Seasons for free, right here. Go check it out. Like this is like the test. So I have read Seasons. Like every now and then, Matt Nander would be like, "Hey, we
Mhm.
updated a page," so I check it out. So I know what I'm getting myself into. Go check it out for free for yourself. It's why I put out free pages every single time I do a book, because I want you to know what you're getting yourself into. That's why we did
Yeah.
this. That's why we're doing the chef's 12-page appetizer book, so that you know, hey, this is what the comics like. We did that with Entity. We did that with Demons.
And
This is
Mask,
your
like
this is your
like
chance.
I know you put out Mask, with Frank Martin, and
Yeah.
that was great, by the way. I wanted to let you know
Thanks.
that. I wanted to tell you that. Like that was really good.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I've got to give it to Frank. His writing was really good on that. Um, it was, and we pulled it off in 4 weeks, which I think was crazy. And I think
Yeah.
and
Oh
and
yeah.
really, like, it really took me like 2 weeks just to do all the art. But right here, guys, here's the site, seasonsthecomicbook.com. Literally just go next page. I mean, come on, guys, it's not rocket scientist. It's not rocket science. But go read the comic, check it out, see if this is something, see if this is a book that's worthy of your dollar. And if you don't like it, that's fine. Nander's gonna come back with another in between book. But I just backed Seasons. I'm pretty confident this is gonna be good. I backed Lifeline. I really enjoyed that book. Really wholesome, down to earth, Jeff Lemire style book. My friend Justin loves it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I
yeah,
love Justin.
yeah, Justin already loves it. So
Yeah.
seriously, this is Nander is a good creator, and if this is something you think is worthy of your money, of your dollar, go check it out. Link is in the description and in the chat. Nandor, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm really kind of everywhere you can be for the most part.
There
I'm
we
on
go.
Facebook, of course, Nondor Fox Schaefer. Probably the only Nondor in Missouri you'll find, or in the U.S. maybe. But and also I'm on Twitter at Nondor Fox, and Instagram at Nondor F Schaefer. And then yeah, visit my website. There's a lot of content out there, and if you don't want to, click through every page, like I said, it's on Webtoon. So if people like that format better, they can read volume 1 of Seasons on there too.
Dope. Comics with Chris saying, sharing with all this with my audience now. Can't wait to back this one. Sick. LP in the house saying, wait, what? This is over already? Yeah, man. I only do I only do an hour stream because if it like goes longer than that, I just go, who has the time to listen to that afterwards? I mean, I see people like, yo, did you watch so and so stream? I was like, no, it was 4 hours, and I'm
Like
not
four,
listening to it.
yeah.
And they're like, well, it got really good at this. I'm not going there. Sierra Nova Comics backed. By the way, Lifeline was amazing.
Oh, thank you so much,
See,
man.
everyone, already so much love, so much love. So why not? Why not
Yeah,
check
we're
this
we're
out?
so close, so close.
You are, and you went up. You went up.
Wow, yeah. Holy crap. Thank
Uh,
you.
so yeah, there we go. Let's see. Now you're at quick math. 670. You now only need $672. So wow, that was a good pledge then. So boom. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Go check out Seasons Volume 2 by Nandor, Fox, Schaefer. Also, guys, February, get ready for Chef's Culinary Heroes Earth Force. Coming soon, 2021. Book 1 is Pasta La Vista. Once that book is done, we're pumping out a new book every like 3 months. There's going to be a new chef's book. And if you're like, well, is this comic going to be good? We're launching the free book in November. It's 100% for free. And yeah, super food superheroes. They're super awesome. Their villains are evil, but they do taste delicious. So, Nandor, thanks for being on the show today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tyler. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully you'll see me sooner, instead of like 2 years later.
Well, for next year, even though, so my show's like, oh, let's just talk about this real quick. We got
Yeah,
time. We
sure.
got 5 minutes. So, I posted this thing. Ugh, I gotta get off that review photo. Ugh, it's hurting my
Yeah,
feelings.
dude, don't that's bad for your,
That's
for your
bad
time
juju.
there.
So, let's also just for funsies. This person just added me on Twitter. Are they real? I don't know, but my wife will not be happy. So click out of that. So
Oh god.
I posted this thing on my Drawn Talk Facebook group. It's a private group. Feel free to join it. It's not a it's not a promotional page. It's literally just a place for me to post about new videos.
Yeah.
So, it's very selfish, and I don't care. But it says, "Wow, that's really selfish of you." By that's when an indie comic creator messaged me today, and I got a couple other messages with this week and last week, and basically, I'm just letting everyone know that in 2021, the channel is changing, not in a bad way. Just in a good way. But in terms of live shows, we're going to be doing 2 live shows a month. We won't be doing these one-on-ones where it's like, I dive deep with Nandor on his book, same with any of the other creators. What we'll do is we're still going to have topic based, but we're going to have 3 to 4 creators come on, and imagine like a Jimmy Fallon type of thing where we're gonna have a topic. I'm gonna go, okay, Nandor, what do you think of
Yeah.
this? Chuck, what do you think about this? Larry, what do you think about this? We're gonna have a discussion. I've got some games as well, so I'm hoping to have 4 guests there every single week, every 2 weeks, so that I can be like, okay,
Cool.
Nandor and Chuck, you guys are on a team. So and so, you were on a team.
Oh man. Yeah.
So yeah, we're hoping to do it more entertaining. Um, 2 live shows a month. They'll be an hour, hour and a half. But obviously, then at the end of the shows, we will make sure that Nandor, do you have anything you got going on? And then so that's when Nandor can give his quick pitch, and they can all do a quick pitch. So it's a good way. It's a way for me to get more creators on the show, while still having a good time. And then also just because I mean, guys, I have to draw 20 pages a month, full color. I don't have time to do like a live show
Yeah.
all the time. And also the videos I just need to do more pre-recorded videos. It's a lot easier for me to do a 5-minute pre-recorded video sometimes, depending on how long it takes me to edit, than doing like a live show. Um, so yeah, I got some good comments. Got some comments of people who are like, "Boo, this sucks." You suck. So, but yeah, it's definitely that
Well,
is the way.
I mean, and also like if there's gonna be people that, message you and say like, you're being so selfish, it's like honestly, you're gonna have them on the show, and this is actually like how they feel about you. It's like, really?
Yeah,
Like like why couldn't yeah, it's like, well, I don't want you on my show then because like if this like if you had to reschedule, if there was actually like something that got in the way, they'd probably be like, well, how could you and whatever. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not.
They're clearly not someone I want to associate myself with.
Yeah, right, right. I mean, and if it like you said on that post, which I really liked, it's not like if they're only wanting to go on your show, to promote themselves, they're not really trying to have a relationship with you or your community. They're just trying to get on there and like kind of use your channel, and that's not good either. You want
Yeah.
people to have a community and be together, and that's what's so great about Draw and Talk. And
Oh,
I've been
thanks.
following you for a while, and I always watch your videos, and I
You're like
love
early guest, man. 2 years ago. 2 years
yeah, I
ago.
know. Like
Yes,
I
in my
love
very first like apartment.
right,
But
right.
But yeah, yeah, so that it's different. It's gonna be invite only as well. So I
Yeah.
normally get a lot of messages. So I have a list of creators that I have like, okay, when I do a show, I hit up these creators. And that's just what we're gonna do now. And it's just another way of, because like you said, I'll have someone on the show and then I don't hear from them for like ever again. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, like
right,
where did
right.
this person where did this person go? So yeah, no, even LP saying, yep, changes to Rebel Comics once a month super show. Wow, only once a month, Larry. That's
Man.
intense because you stream every day. Um and then Neo Star, the brilliant star that shines through the night, the silly goose that tickles your funny bone. Everyone scream it, Riser Man stands before you. You're still cool, my book, and I'm waiting for chefs. Aw, thanks. And guess who got their copy of Entity? Neostar, let me know how it is, and you can be honest as well. Brian Brindley, 20 colored pages a month. Tyler, why do you do that to yourself? You're not going to have a life. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. I can bust out a page pretty. I'm a really fast artist.
Mhm.
Brad Ashworth, Pencil for Life, like my mentor is always like, hey, we'll be drawing, but like, slow down. I can do like 10 pages in his one page, but his one page is baller. So yeah. So that's how we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna do it, guys, for the future of Draw and Talk. So we're gonna finish up the live shows. I think I only have one. I only have three more guests, and after that, um, we're gonna take a little break. So, but
Yeah.
guys, you know what? We've been talking too long. Once again, guys, Seasons Volume 2, Summer. Go check it out. If you're new to the book, you got Jay Espin here saying already doing the backing on Seasons.
Oh crap. Awesome.
Dope. Awesome. So go check it
Thank
out.
you.
Link's in the description. Link is in the chat. All right, Nander. Peace out.
All right, dude. Have a good night.